If you love music as much as I do and you like all the things Local Distortion does for unsigned artists, then please support the show by donating as little as £1 a month to patreon.com/Local Distortion podcast. Please subscribe to the Local Distortion YouTube channel for more interviews, live performances and new shows exclusive to the channel. And also like and share the Local Distortion Facebook page at facebook.com/Local Distortion podcast.
Lights on my bed, on this setting sun, face to face with my shadow. You can't cover my tracks, I'm on the run. Sound tired news, send me to the ghetto. Nostalgia's wrapped its hands around my throat. Silence, worry, I can't pronounce. Watching through the weather cracks of the confines, this is sorrow.
Welcome to Local Distortion. On this podcast, I'll be talking to the best up-and-coming independent artists and bands. I am your host, Daniel Kirk. My guests this week are Bury the Light. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
How
Thank
you
you for having us on here. That's really cool.
Would you like to go around the room and introduce yourselves?
Yeah, so...
There's just two of you here, but...
I'm Sam. My surname is Harry. Most people call me Harry because my surname is Harry. I have like two first names.
Cool,
Yeah.
we are getting some great content already.
I play guitar in Bury the Light. Yeah.
I'm Charles Sinclair. People do call me Chunk as my nickname. It's a bit of a weird one, but yeah. I'm the
call
drummer.
him Carlos.
Or Carlos. Chunk, Carlos, name it.
Your name's
Yeah.
saved as Carlos on my phone.
Yeah, so there you go. Right.
Yeah.
Why Carlos?
I don't actually know. Why was it called?
Where did that come from?
I think like
Spanish,
Luigi made it or something. I
Oh,
don't
okay.
know.
Spanish
Yeah.
for Charles, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's also George and Luigi in the band, but unfortunately they're not here today.
Yeah. Busy times.
Yeah,
You guys are pretty busy at the moment.
Yeah, we are.
Shit's taking off.
Yeah, it's hitting the fan right, everywhere. Absolutely everywhere.
Nice. Can you describe Bury the Light in just 3 words?
3 words each, or?
Depends how good they are. I don't know. You'll have to agree on them.
Oh my god.
You'll have to agree.
3 words.
Yeah.
Say energetic.
Yeah, energetic, heavy and melodic.
Yeah? Would you agree with that?
I'll agree with that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Sometimes that question takes bands like about half an hour.
I would say, you could say more like heavy melodic metal, because then, it's metal, but like...
Yeah.
Because,
Would you say you're more towards the metal than the hardcore, or is it like a perfect blend? It seems to be like
So
that
different
way.
aspects.
You think it sounds like a blend?
Yeah, it's like it's not one or the other. It's just a complete mashup. I think.
That's the thing. Like I think with bands, when you create music, any sort of artist, when you create music, you're in the box and you're showing people who are outside of the box of the art. So you only get like an inside view, whereas other people like see it for what it is.
Yeah, like form their own opinions.
Yeah. Whereas like
because you could go in and say I want to do this, and then someone else could just come from the outside and say, oh, that sounds like this, which is something completely different.
Yeah.
So,
like I don't even listen to Beartooth, which is like a band.
Yeah.
One of my friends said like, you guys sound like Beartooth. Like I was like, oh okay.
Maybe
Cool.
Beartooth sounds like you.
Yeah, maybe, man.
That could be your next answer. If anyone says that, it's like anything.
Just like release
maybe
a
they
Beartooth
sound like
album.
us. So how did the band come together?
We been like a couple of lineup changes throughout the years, but we formed in late 2014, about September time.
Obviously, been going quite a while now.
Yeah, we were quite different back then. When it was formed, there was like a few different members, and like I actually didn't form it. It was Charles here and a couple of the other boys, but they were more like they wanted to be a bit more like Mallory Knox.
Yeah,
And I was like, okay.
rock stuff. And
They saw this success and were like, oh, there's money there.
yeah, it's just we all had like different ideas for the future of the band.
Yeah.
So a couple of the guys split off into a band called Chocolate.
Wow.
Yeah.
Chocolate.
Which is cool. So their music is more like the band Basement. No. Okay.
No.
Well, they're. Do you know Basement?
yeah,
Yeah.
so-
They're almost like modern day Nirvana, but
Oh, okay.
like
Interesting.
I like prefer basement to Nirvana.
Right.
They've got an
just
aggressive tone to
personally.
them, but like more.
Okay, I'll have to check them out.
Yeah,
then.
you should actually check out Chocolate. It's Billy Hills.
So they don't sound like a cheap rip-off of Nirvana.
No.
a decent-
I was actually speaking to Billy the other day. He wants to like do some stuff in the future with us. Like,
Is it like more like
some
old
gigs.
school Nirvana, like like Bleach album Nirvana, or is it
I don't.
more
you're
Nevermind
testing me here.
Nirvana?
I don't actually know Nirvana too well.
All right, fair enough. You are pretty young, so I'll let you off. Not that I was really.
I'm not one of those guys who.
I'm not that old. But
I'm not one of those people who like picks up a Nirvana t-shirt in H&M and just like walks around town.
oh, I hate those people.
Yeah, and they're doing that with
those
Metallica now and Slayer. I like saw a Slayer t-shirt in H&M.
The worst
I
one's
was
like Rolling
what?
Stones, isn't it?
Yeah,
When you see
yeah.
like little 14-year-old kids wearing it, and you go up to them.
Yeah.
You ask them like, what is it, and they say like, oh, it's an emoji, isn't it? The lips and the tongue.
But yeah,
Kill
you should definitely check out Chocolate. I think they're going into the studio. I can't remember which studio it was, but they're actually going to Wales to record an EP or something, which is cool. I think
Fair
it's
enough.
the same studio where like some like other bands like Porcupine Tree recorded. But yeah, check out Chocolate. They're good.
That was a nice plug you just gave them.
I everyone's in this together. Like,
Yeah,
it's cool.
exactly. So yeah, you've been going since 2014.
2014. Yeah.
Wow. So how long have you been doing just this style of music, would you say?
Say a year and a half. I say about 2015.
It took us
August.
about a year to like write it and finish it. Yeah, so I think we finished the EP in like
In May.
in May.
May, June time, I think it was.
I don't know.
So
I don't
quite-
think it was.
so
I think
quite
it was like
recently then, you
September.
literally
like
just-
no, like last year.
Oh right, okay. So it's been out a year.
No, it hasn't been out
No,
a year. It's
just hold
been
on
out
to
since like January or something.
Oh,
I
right,
think
okay.
January. I don't even
Yeah,
like.
released
How
in
did you sit
January.
on it that long? Because
Um,
most bands, they just want to.
Oh well,
drop
that's
it.
the thing. Like we all, it was so close. It could have like fallen apart, but me, Luigi, and Charles, like we were the only guys left,
Right.
and we like knew like some people who could like come in and join us and
Yeah,
stuff. We, like George, our bass player now. Yeah, we were like sat on it for like ages, just writing because we wanted to like do something really good. We wanted to get something really clean and polished, which was like the idea in the first place.
yeah.
Because with the old EP, it was great, but like.
Did rush it. I'll say this.
It was just
one,
like it was like almost like a demo kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which is cool, but like
Yeah.
we.
I mean,
wanted
it's
a lot
fine for
more.
like your first sort of.
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah. We wanted more like a really professional sounding thing,
Yeah.
and
You definitely got that with this EP.
yeah,
Like, even-
100%. I don't think we would have got that without Harry's input, the guy, the dude who recorded us at last.
So
Stand
where
Studios.
did you record it? Like, has he got his own studio? Or?
Yeah, well, so it's Last Stand Studios in Peterborough. I 100% recommend it. I think he's in East Anglia. As far as I know, he's the best person around here to like go to
Yeah, I haven't
get
heard
some
of him,
cool
but
shit out. Like,
yeah, like the sound you guys got does sound like a level above everyone else. Even
Yeah.
though like you're kind of in a different genre to a lot of artists around here, but the sound quality is second to none. Really, like
yeah,
really, really professional stuff.
yeah. Wow.
Pretty good.
Cheers.
Another difficult question I would say is what sets you apart from other metalcore, hardcore bands that are out there? What makes you guys like unique? would you
I'd say with us, we've got more of a rhythm to it than anything else. It's more of a like melodic. Like most bands, just like chugging away, like almost like chugging.
On that
stuff
drop
like that. I don't want to go for this, but yeah.
just milking that drop D, aren't they?
Yeah, we've got more of a rhythm to it, so you actually hear tune to it. Because like if you like listen to it instrumentally, you
Yeah.
can hear the tune. But you can actually listen to it nicely and not be worried about listening to the lyrics and stuff. You can listen.
It's not kind of overshadowed by just pure screamy vocals and just
Yeah.
that standard metal
Yeah.
hardcore drum beat that most of those bands have, which kind of give the style a bad name in a way because people just listen to it and they're like, oh, it's just noise.
Yeah.
But with your guys' stuff, there's so much more depth to it, I find.
Yeah.
There's so many different layers.
Yeah, well, writing it, we didn't want to because we went from a two guitar band like with two
Yeah.
guitars to one. We wanted more like complex rhythm parts, like rather than just like leads all the time because
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
definitely.
like just having like solos all the time. I just can't stand. Like, I can't do that. I just can't. For a start, I can't even solo. Like, but
Sometimes it just comes off really cheesy though, doesn't it? Like,
It can do,
just
yeah.
throwing the solos in there.
It can
every
do.
song. You're just like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, and they're not even like that good solos.
Yeah.
You feel like they need to be in there, but it's just like,
Yeah.
oh, I hate that. So yeah, it's good. It's good.
We worked really hard on getting some demos done. I was actually so they're on like my Mac, like my desktop Mac, and I was actually listening to them today, and they sound like so different, but like you can still hear everything. But yeah, I think like looking back, there were some cool demos at the time. They were like, yeah, we got some like cool music, and like when we came out of this, well, like when we went into the studio with Harry, he like completely changed everything for us. Like it was the difference between like being like I don't ever like blowing like my own trumpet, like our own trumpet, but it's like the difference between being like average and like okay and good, like, you know.
So you had kind of a lot of input on song structure, I'm guessing.
I'd say we took,
because we went to him with full songs.
Yeah, I mean, we focused on the songs and made sure we knew what we wanted for the song, what should sound good there, what doesn't sound good there, and took quite a lot of time on that.
Yeah.
Instead of just being like, oh, here's a track.
Yeah, because
like,
normally
down,
producers,
and then,
sometimes they're a bit quiet and will just say, oh, if that's what you want, that's fine. And they know something's bad, but they'll just record it anyway.
Yeah.
Because they want you in, they want you out.
Yeah, he worked with every single one of us like on a personal level as well. So I remember the first day he went with Charles and like just
sat
went
there
through
tracking
all the
drums
drums like all day, and we were like just sat in the corner, like just waiting to like do it. But it's like at the time it was like, oh, like let's just get it over and done with. But like it was 100% worth it. And like with guitars, like we took a couple of days doing all the guitars. I wasn't there when you tracked vocals, but I'm like I can just assume he did like the same.
Yeah, it took a couple of days with Luigi tracking vocals, just make sure everything was perfect. Like
he took a while like mixing it as well, not in a bad way, but in like a really like good thorough way.
Yeah, that's really good though. I'm like, well,
yeah,
I don't know how much you guys spent, but I'd say you definitely got your money's worth. Whatever you did spend on it. I mean, you can say.
I don't know. I don't know if that's. I don't know.
It's up to you. And then we'll see if it's worth it or not. But to me, like, whatever you put into it, you definitely got your money's worth, because it is a great sound.
Yeah.
And you can tell that there was a lot of input there and a lot of care in the recording process, just because usually those type of bands, they go and record stuff.
Yeah.
It just all ends up blurring together into one noise.
I think it was really good that we sat on it for so long as well, because he had so like much time to be able to get it like to a really good standard.
Yeah,
and
even
right up until the very end, like the week before, like we released the Deadweight single, like as the track, not the music video, which was like January. He was like, well, it might have even been like a few days before, but he was like, right, here's like an updated version, this is way better, just use this. I was like, what? Okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah, well actually that was in between the release of the Deadweight track and the EP. So the original Deadweight track sounds a bit different to what it does on the EP. You can find it on like YouTube and Bandcamp, but yeah.
Awesome.
Check us out.
So now we're going to play a song off the EP. Would you like to introduce it?
Yeah, this song's called Sunstroker. It's the title track off our Sunstroker EP. Hope you enjoy it.
Face to face with my shadow, you can't cover my tracks. I'm on the run. Sound tired news, send me to the ghetto. Nostalgia's wrapped its hands around my throat. Silence, worry, I comprehend now. Watching through the weather cracks of the confines. This is tracks, now I'm on the run. So tie this news. Send me to the gallows. And let the vultures have their pick. Send me to the gallows. And let the vultures have their pick.
So we're kind of talking about the EP. Should we try and do a track commentary? Obviously, maybe it helps a bit more when you have the lead singer here, but he's not here.
Yeah, sure. We could probably try to do that.
Maybe we'll sum it up in a couple of sentences, just so we get an idea of like the thought process.
Sure.
And
Which track is this?
We'll start from the beginning.
Close Your Eyes was actually the first song we wrote on the EP. I think the running order of the tracks was actually the order we wrote them all in.
Oh, that's interesting.
Apart from Grief. And it's actually the same with our first EP. So it's kind of like with every single track, it's like once you finish one, it's like, oh, what goes next? What would suit that after? Because for me personally, I like things running through. It sounds great if you like have a running through.
I think
theme.
a lot more bands need to do that kind of stuff because I really like that.
Yeah, 100%. And it's almost like it's not. What's the word for it? It's not like progressive. It's not like a progressive like progressive metal or like progressive rock like album or like EP, but like
they just
it's
flow
almost,
into each other.
It's like
it's just simple.
Progresses.
Like,
and it like almost builds up.
It's like the outro is the next intro, that type of thing.
Yeah. Basically, so okay, for instance, the ending. The start of Sunstroker. It is
that one. That one's got a proper sort of.
Yeah, so it like fades out, and
into
then it's like this all like feedback or whatever, and then it's like, and like then it's the start of the song.
Yeah.
Even though like that bit's like the intro. I don't know. It's that's like how we try and do it. So with
do you also do that live then as well? Do you try and make them work all together?
Yeah. So with Grief live, which is our interlude. It's like an interlude. We were like, oh, this would be cool. This is a cool riff. Like, let's do it clean. And then Harry was like, you know what? I'll do you an interlude for like the same price. So don't worry. I got your back. I was like, yeah, cool. All right, nice one. But like live, so we don't like do it like properly like it is on the EP. I just sort of play the guitar and then it's all like ambient, loads of reverb and stuff.
Yeah.
And then we get the backing track to play the start of Deadweight.
Yeah.
Whilst my guitar is still like resonating and like all the feedback's happening, and then like Deadweight starts after the intro of Deadweight. And even like in between songs live, I have like a looper pedal, so like I'll just like do a strum and then I'll click the looper and like I'm like just loop like less than a second and then tune my guitar so it's still like there's still noise, because silence at a gig is just awful.
It's the worst, isn't it?
Especially like if there's like no one there and it's just like
just dead silence, just tumbleweed.
Yeah, literally tumbleweed.
So Numb, number 2.
Numb.
What's that about?
Numb's actually George's favourite. So this is quite deep actually. My friend who was like quite ill, like depression kind of ill, and like I didn't like understand it, but he was like, it just feels like numb, and I was like, you know what, like he's like one of my best mates. I've like known him all my life, and yeah, he's just like a good friend, and I was like, you know, like I'll just call it Numb because he's my mate. And
yeah, that's cool.
but yeah, I think Numb, the track is George's favourite, our bass player, and it's by far the heaviest track on the EP and the fastest. Like Charles was saying,
it's literally sounds so like weird, but like my hands get numb playing it, like 'cause it's so fast.
Yeah,
and, like
there's
like parts,
different
like
sections.
so like like down picking like all the time. Like
shit.
Yeah, it's just like it's pretty like insane.
So you have to do that quite early in your set then.
Our set is the running order of the EP, so we just
you just literally play it in order.
Song,
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. It runs through into Solitude as well. Like I said earlier, all of our tracks kind of run through. They weren't originally written like that, but the idea was to have them run through, and we spoke to that with about that with Harry, our producer, and he was like, "Yeah, cool. You know, I got that's what you guys have." So, just like feedback at the end, and
just knew how to link them up, and knew how to do a certain bit of feedback to tune it into the next song to keep it flowing all together.
Definitely.
Just like, so it was just not like feedback and then it'd be like a sudden change. So it was literally just flowed straight through. So you can't tell that it's, say like we stopped and recorded another bit. It was like literally sounds like just carried on straight through. Like tuned your guitar straight on to the next one.
I think the only track in the EP which like didn't run through was the end of Sunstroker and the start of the interlude Grief.
Right.
So the end of the 4th track and the start of the 5th track. So the Sunstroker faded out, whereas every other song goes into each other. Yeah.
So obviously you decided to release Deadweight as kind of a single, even though it was obviously attached to the EP. What made you choose that as the main song?
Was it originally going to be a single? Was it Solitude going to be
originally
going to be?
It was kind of just like, oh, what's our favourite at first? But then we thought that like Deadweight, I don't know, it's just like a really like friendly track to like be introduced to. It's just like, it's not like too heavy, it's not like too fast, and it's really nice sounding. It's like melodic and there's like tappy bits and stuff.
It kind of probably shows off you guys all in one song.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like all of the features.
Yeah.
Like we want to portray, but in one song.
Yeah, definitely.
Whereas like the other songs are a lot more individual. Like we said, like Numb is a heavier one.
So what made you call the EP Sunstroker?
Is
that even a word, or have you just made a word up?
Well, I was like just scrolling through Facebook or something. Like this is probably like 2 years ago now.
Right.
But like it was like on Metal Injection or something. Like they posted it, and it was like a letter that, is it Charles Manson, like the crazy guy?
Yeah.
He wrote a letter to Marilyn Manson. And I read it, and it had the word Sunstroker in it, and I was like, that's kind of cool.
That's creepy.
Yeah. So I gave Luigi a message. I was like, how about Sunstroker? And he's like, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And it kind of goes with like Bury the Light, obviously.
Yeah.
Like Sunstroker, like light. Yeah. It's like there's a connection there.
There's kind of a theme like in the EP, like not a massive theme, but like it's sort of like, is it the word like melancholy? Like so it's quite sad and like depressing, but like not too depressing. But yeah, so there's that kind of theme. So like Sunstroke.
It's not emo though, so it's fine.
No, yeah. So I think Luigi actually didn't want any of the songs to actually be like titled Sunstroker. Because of the name of the EP.
Yeah.
Like in the end, it was just like, just call it Sunstroker.
So back to the Deadweight video. What was the concept behind that? Because that's another thing. Like that video is really good quality. Like really professional video.
Yeah.
I was quite impressed actually. Who did the video?
It's my uncle.
Oh, did he do that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he.
So what does your uncle do? Because like obviously you were mentioning before we started.
This is like, so my uncle Martin. He is like a director.
Oh, okay.
I don't actually like know too much. I know he's like worked with like Lethal Bizzle and like Rihanna
he's done, like,
and stuff and
music
like,
videos for them guys.
Not. I don't think he's worked. Don't think he's done the music video for Rihanna, but they've definitely like co-directed something or like.
Right. So he's been like producer and like.
Yeah.
Basically, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah. Yeah, him and his brother Mark.
Right.
Yeah, they're really good guys. I think we were lucky to manage to like work with them because like family
Probably
and
busy
stuff.
guys.
Yeah. I don't think like usually I don't think they would have done that if like we weren't family. Like
Yeah, I mean, like for what the video is, like it's shot, like the shots in it are awesome. It's a very simple concept, really,
Yeah,
isn't it? You know,
like-
you got the guy running around holding the what's he holding?
just like some light.
Just some light. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's just a nice simplistic video, but the shots and
We left
that
all
are
of that.
used.
We left all of that to them because George, our bass player, he's really into like his movies and stuff and
Yeah.
like ideas behind like TV shows and like theories and like all that,
Yeah,
that kind
yeah.
of stuff, which is cool. But like we just left it to them and like because they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They were like I was speaking to Mark and he was saying like he didn't really want it to just be like a band in a room or like
The
a music
generic thing,
like a
yeah.
music video where there's like a girl and like there's just a guy walking like across a field or something and that there's a proper story like an
Yeah.
actual sort of little like plot. Well, not a plot, but like just like a little.
There
theme
is
to it.
something to it. It's not just you guys playing in the woods.
Yeah.
It's more than that. You got obviously the actor guy.
Yeah,
running around
Justin, by the way, that's his name.
Yeah.
I can't remember his surname, but like he's a really funny guy. Big shout.
Yeah,
out to
like
Justin.
his facial expressions and that in the video were like
Yeah.
so cool. It's a
Yeah,
great
it's
video,
cool.
and if people haven't
Like
seen it,
that.
they should go check it out.
Do you want to wear the hat?
It's fine.
Do you want my sunglasses? Have my sunglasses, seriously. It's like in the worst
Very
position now, isn't
That's
it?
a lot better now.
Just move over. You can like move over, like.
Yeah, you can like snuggle up. It's
Start
fine.
hugging each
Just move
other.
the ukulele, yeah. Should have said.
Yeah, so Justin's a really good guy. Definitely like recommend him if you want like an actor. They're actually like working on a film right now. It's called like The Witches of Dumpling Farm. I think that's what
Okay.
it's called. Yeah, that's
Is
like
that
going to be
a
released
horror
soon.
thing or something?
Yeah, it's a horror, but it's
Yeah.
like almost like a dark comedy kind of thing.
Okay.
Completely independent. Like, yeah, I like when that's released. Like, go and check that out. I actually think Deadweight might be on the film.
Oh really?
Because Martin was like, I want to use that. Like, I'm like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, definitely. Go for it.
But I won't like hold him to it. So
Yeah.
just in case it's not.
Yeah. Don't get your hopes up.
Don't want to like say that and it's not, and then we're just like, sat there looking like just in the corner. Just,
Yeah.
yeah.
Obviously, your lead singer's not here, but I was kind of intrigued about his vocal preparation. Do you guys know much about that? Like, how does a guy who does those types of vocals keep his voice in good condition?
Well, there's actually a way to scream. So I'm not sure what he does personally, but like everyone like sort of develops their own personal technique for
Right.
screaming.
Yeah.
He's a really good singer as well. Like just put it out there. He's a good singer. But it's like so you use your diaphragm,
Right.
and that's like what like opera singers do to like reach.
So you're not using your throat.
no,
it's coming
it's
through
like-
Pushing from up,
Yeah.
down, pushing
Yeah.
upwards. Yeah.
but like it's really weird. Like you just sort of like have to sort of adjust your throat to like sort of get the pitch. 'Cause
Right.
there's like a certain pitch to it. And
Okay.
I'm not gonna do a demo because like it's just like that'd be like so awkward. Like
So what I mean is there's no like hidden technique where he's got to like drink a bottle of hot sauce before he like.
no.
Because you hear like some like random rumours like that about
Yeah.
bands who their throats are like fucked and they've got to drink hot sauce before they
Just
do a
like-
gig and stuff like that, or
Just like eat some wasabi and just like
yeah, and it just numbs their
Like,
throat
that's why
so
they're
they can do
screaming.
it. Yeah, it's interesting because I just don't know much about it. I just don't know how people do it and like
Yeah.
do it on a level consistently.
Like what I heard about Ollie Sykes from Bring Me the Horizon. That's what happened to his voice. It's just like
Yeah.
Because there's like different types of scream.
Same with Sonny Moore. Well, Skrillex.
Yeah.
He was in
Yeah.
a band like that
I don't
Way-
really.
way back when.
What were they called again?
from first to last.
Yeah, because they
Yeah.
they came back, didn't they?
Oh yeah, they're terrible though.
Oh really?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I think the guitarist just tried to sing and it was really bad. Yeah, but like I think the guy from Bullet for My Valentine, I think he messed up his voice as
Oh,
well.
I wouldn't know.
But yeah, you just always hear like people messing it up, and I'm just like, oh. Just
yeah, there was a.
Is that? I just wondered if is it like inevitable that is going to happen.
I think it's like with Ollie. He done it from his throat only.
Yeah, that's
right. He didn't do it properly.
He knew you could do those types of screens. Didn't bother doing the proper way to do it. Just did it because he could do it.
Right.
And that's just burned.
And it's just worn him out.
Yeah, and it sounds wicked at the time. You're like, wow, this is cool.
Yeah, I'm sure probably the throat probably
really
had a better effect.
Yeah.
To it, like it was probably stronger than a diaphragm.
Well, the thing is, I remember like
type
being like quite young, fairly young anyway, like 13, 14, and listening to their album Suicide Season.
Amazing album.
Yeah, that's flawless.
Yeah.
But like I was like, that scream, like that's a really like that's the Ollie Sykes scream.
It is.
It's
like
I don't know what the word for it is, but
yeah, it's interesting.
It's a flawless album, by the way. Like
it is, yeah, definitely.
That's like
I didn't rate them as bands until that album came out because I was like, it's just a load of shit. There are other stuff I weren't interested.
Yeah,
I mean, like
I think they like what I heard was like because I wasn't around like.
Yeah, you wasn't born then.
I wasn't like.
It flashed up on my newsfeed. It was like that album's like 8 years old. I was like, fuck off. This was like 8 years ago.
What was it? So it was Count Your Blessings before or something.
Yeah, their first.
I heard they were just like taking a piss out of like especially in Sheffield because they were just so ridiculous like for what they were doing, but they were doing like something so different like in the area.
Yeah, I mean, you know, about that time there was a lot of just local bands trying to emulate them as well. Like there was a huge kind of scene here actually, in Peterborough. Yeah. It was all like deathcore, that kind of crap.
Yeah.
I hated it. I thought it was the worst. And it was just people making a load of noise and But yeah, Suicide Season was great, but they kind of changed it up there.
Yeah, well, I think
it was actually
some Horizon are like the gateway band to like
they are now
into like metal and metalcore to like they're just the gateway band. Like, I remember hearing like my mate showed me bring me the Horizon Suicide Scene, and I was like this is awesome. And then I started to check out more other bands which was like that because then
you find Architects, you find
it was Architects. These colours don't run. That was like the next song, and I was like, wow,
because a lot of people think that Architects should be bigger than Bring Me the Horizon because they were at the start the band that they wanted to be on tour with, that type of thing. So it's interesting how just stuff works out. But it's interesting.
Architects are huge though.
They are now. They do a lot in America as well, don't they? So, it wasn't totally bad for them. I mean, they're not probably as big as Bring Me the Horizon, but
no,
still pretty huge.
They're doing like world tours. So
I remember them playing Club 85 in Hitchin. So
Architects, really, wow.
New Year's Eve. Not going to mention the year, but saw in Shikari in the Met Lounge as well. That little tiny room.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about your future plans. What are you doing the rest of this year?
Currently, we're actually like writing some more material, and we really just want to like release some more tracks with alongside some videos.
So singles, basically.
Yeah, we want to. So like the idea is to kind of like release like 2 tracks like in the future.
Would that be this year or
preferably?
Maybe one by the end of the year.
Yeah.
See how that goes.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, we're trying to like sort out like another guitarist at the moment because that would open so many more options for us, and like the way I've written the new stuff is more like 2 guitars.
We kind of take the pressure off you then as well, wouldn't it? Not
and
doing
like,
everything,
relying on a backing track and stuff. Like we'll still have the backing track anyway, because that is like that's actually like what makes the difference between like. Like
I'm sure
bands.
You'll have guys fucking knocking on your door trying to get in the bands at the moment. So because you guys are on it, so I think anyone would love the opportunity to get in with you guys. It might be a good plug actually. So if there's any guitarists listening, go and hit them up.
Hit us up.
Yeah, I know a few actually, so I might just say.
Yeah, man, that'd be cool.
Yeah. So music videos and singles.
Oh, obviously we're gonna try and gig as much as we can. Like, everywhere and anywhere. I think it's important to not like play your hometown too many times. Yeah. Because there's only so many times you can bring friends to a gig.
Yeah.
And there's only so many times you can like get friends to go to travel to a gig as well.
Well, let's talk about kind of what I think it was your last show in Cambridge.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Holding Absent.
Yeah.
Because you guys probably had the biggest crowd. Obviously, it's like, you know, town and that. But like, you guys worked that floor. Like, people did not stop. Like, you had the pits going. You had everything.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, like I was just blown away because obviously I was there mostly for Camilo, like Holy Absence. Yeah, fair enough. I kind of heard of you guys because I'd heard the name, and then obviously I saw you guys on the bill as well. So I was like, okay, yeah, check these guys out. But you guys, you were just before,
Holy Absence.
Yeah, just before those guys, and I think you kind of stole their thunder a little bit.
Really?
Yeah, because they no, like crowd wise, like crowd participation, like the crowd kind of went a bit dead when they came on. Like they were just purely watching them, whereas like the crowd was like really into your stuff and like doing the pits and the beat down, that kind of stuff. So that kind of caught my attention because I was like, well, if you guys can work a room, like fair enough, it's your hometown, but even if you can do that, like lots of bands struggle to get fans to even like clap at the end of a song.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
When so like our first gig after we released the Sunstroker EP, we played the Horn in St Albans.
Yeah,
and we weren't playing to like many people, but the people there were like actually loving it. They were like moshing, and we were like, "What the?"
That's
fuck?
what you
like,
want. People
what?
who like just want to go mental at a show. Like,
yeah, like that's
ideal,
exactly
isn't
what
it?
you want. And like we were kind of surprised, but like it was a really good feeling because for the first time in a while, we felt like a proper band. Like I think right now it's really become like trying to like be a proper band now, whereas before we were a bit more like kids and teen, kind of like teen angst, like you know. Like,
yeah, I'd say you're doing everything right though. I mean, you know, the music video is like professional. Your sound is on another level to most bands, you know, locally in the scene. You know, even different genre wise, like you're ahead of so many other bands. You're doing everything right. You just got to get those gigs now.
That's it. That's literally it.
And I mean, like the Holding Absence gig, like
that was actually perfect for us.
Yeah, it was like
I remember listening to them.
Show,
literally, I remember listening to them like last year, and I was like, wow, these guys are good when they like released.
So how did that happen? Like, how did you get the gig with those guys?
We got approached. So well, actually, Harry, the guy who recorded us, So the bass player of Holding Absence works at Imperial Music.
I was talking to him, James, isn't it?
Yeah, James, that's his name. Yeah. And I'm not sure what his role is there, but he's like one of the guys there.
I think it was done because the guy who books for the Met Lounge,
Steve.
Yeah, he put on the gig.
Yeah, he put on like a round of shows around East Anglia.
Yeah, because they played Met Lounge as well, didn't they?
Yeah,
you guys didn't
like
play that
Met
gig.
Lounge, Bedfordshire.
Yeah,
like Bedford,
Norwich,
and Cambridge. And we went to the Bedford show and Flyed, and so did Camilo. Yeah, so that's how we got the gig through Steve. But like, I kind of feel like Harry is always like putting a good word for us with Steve.
Yeah,
like he always like offers us gigs and stuff, which is really nice.
That's perfect, isn't it? That's what you want.
Literally, for a time we weren't like ready because
you don't want to turn up and be like shit.
Yeah,
because then you just won't get any other gigs.
Like you just that's like not how you want to do it.
No, but you guys definitely made an impression at that gig. Like because like I was kind of shocked in a way. I was like, surely they should be doing that for the last band, because usually, you know, everyone just sort of stands there until the headline act comes on and then everyone goes mental. Yeah. I mean, like, there was a little bit of it, but you guys
I think that was probably me. Like, me and Matt, the guy.
I don't know how many friends you paid to turn up, but a lot of, you know, it was your hometown gig, so like a lot of your friends were there, obviously, and mates and stuff. Yeah, I was impressed, like really impressed. Like, it's because I think like one of you guys come up to me like at the end of the gig, like handed me a flyer. Like I can't remember who it was. Like, maybe. Oh yeah, my band. I was like, oh yeah, my podcast. Come on the show.
Yeah, that's the way to do it though. Like that's the way to like sort of get your name out there. Because the thing is, you can be like the biggest person on social media, but in actual
talking to people, isn't it?
Yeah, interaction.
I spoke to James, the bassist from Holding Absence, after the gig, and he's like the nicest guy in the world. Like, loads of time, and like he was like really interested in like what I'm doing that.
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
I've still got all of his details. Like, those guys are just stupidly busy.
Yeah.
Know, it is maybe on the cards.
100%.
Like do a Skype thing with them at some point.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I might just wait until their shit dies down first. Cause
they're really nice guys. Like they stand at the front of every single band. Like
they did.
Watch their band, like the other bands. Like
And these guys got some fucking energy as well. Like they move about on stage.
Yeah,
That's what I
yeah.
love to see.
So at the Bedford gig, which we were flyering, we like took like a bunch of free CDs as well, which had like we just got like paper like packets and like Tesco CDs and stuff. Like it wasn't even printed, but we like put our sticker on the back.
Yeah.
And we like gave them to everyone. I went up to Lucas, the singer, and he was like, "Mate, like this is good. Like this is what I used to do. Like back when I was trying to do this. Like this is like." What you should be doing, like keep it
That's
up.
what every
Like, this
band
is
needs
really
to
good.
do, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. Like that's the way to do it. Like flyer, even
Yeah.
like out on the street in town. Like
Yeah. Because like
just
when
carry around some stickers with you like all the time, and like
Yeah.
if you like set one person,
because you don't know who these people are as well. It's like, you know, one of you guys approached me like with a flyer. It's just like, well, you know, I can help you out, and it's nice that you just were doing that to everyone.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
just
yeah.
don't know who you're going to meet as well.
Yeah,
which is the great
100%.
thing.
Definitely to interact with people. Like, it's all right you playing a gig,
Yeah.
but if you don't do anything afterwards to make you like put your name out there, and
Because you don't know
show
who
people,
is standing there. You know, it could be
Yeah.
a talent scout. You could be just anyone there.
Just need to show your name.
Yeah,
Make
yeah.
a name
exactly.
for yourself.
Literally, even if you're handing like a piece of paper out saying "bury the light," just like do
Exactly.
it. Literally, just
Yeah.
do it. Like
And it worked because I've still got that flyer. They
yeah,
gave
yeah,
me,
yeah.
so-
Well, you'll remember. Like if you don't even remember the name, you'll remember the guy coming up to you. You'll be like, "Oh, that's the guy who came
Yeah.
up to me last. This is the last gig I went to." Like,
Obviously, it works.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So yeah. What are your music career goals? Playing certain venues, festivals, or bands that you'd love to share the stage with?
I would say for me it's like possibly getting on some like download, something big like that. But that's still quite a long shot yet. But
Like Holding Absence, they're playing that
Yeah.
this year. So I know they're on like the small
Yeah.
stage, but it's download.
Yeah,
I'd say-
but
I'd say send
Holding
up-
Absence was selling out shows in their hometown like all the time.
I suppose like trying to tour, like doing more venues round.
Is there any like
Around
certain
the country.
venues you're like, I want to play that fucking venue? Like any of the ones in London or anything?
I'd like to play Joiners Club down south. I think.
Yeah.
Where is that again?
Southampton. I think.
Southampton.
yeah.
Yeah,
Heard
that's
good
like.
things.
Yeah, like
What about like Rock
Joiners Club.
City?
Rock City.
Yeah.
I'm really bad with venues. I'm still like trying to network that little area.
Yeah.
I think something really cool would be like Slam Dunk, because if you get on Slam Dunk, that'd be like
Slam Dunk's taking off now, isn't it?
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
that is
yeah. And they've
massive.
always like
Key
supported
Club in,
local bands as well.
Key Club in Leeds, because Slam Dunk, I think it's the promoters run that venue as well.
Oh, okay.
So they always like put Slam Dunk presents this band, this band, this band. So it's still quite a good way to connect through that to get onto Slam Dunk and connect through the people
If
who
you
do Slam
well
Dunk.
with the
Yeah.
gigs, Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
What about bands?
For like before like Holding Absence, like it was Holding Absence.
Yeah,
that was
obviously.
cool. Like that was like really that was like fucking awesome to do, because like I
That's like one
genuinely
on the
listened to
bucket
them as a
list.
listener.
Mm.
Like we'd
So that's
done
like
that.
one ticked off, isn't it?
Yeah, and we had seen like our friends play with them as well. Like our friends in Return to Rome, which is Harry's band. They like go on tour with Holding Absence and stuff, and I like really well connected with them, and like with like the band like Create to Inspire, who are like also on the way up. Holding Absence was just like we never like spoke about it, but we were like, yeah, that's like the next bit. That's like the next level. Like we're like,
It is,
like
yeah,
level
definitely.
up kind of thing when you do something like that. Other than that, it'd be like getting support slots on like bands who come to Cambridge.
Bigger bands.
Bigger bands who come to Cambridge, yeah, not like
So bands in the same
small
genre
bands.
who are potentially signed or on the way to getting to that level, so we can link in with them and see what they're doing, what we can learn from them, what they've done, to what we can do ourselves.
Do you kind of think like it's like the style of music you guys play? Do you reckon it's maybe a bit harder for you guys to like rise to the next level?
I don't know.
Over some bands who play, you know, a little bit more safe.
Yeah, well, the
Not
thing
so
is,
heavy.
yeah, but the thing is, like about safe bands is there are more safe bands. So
They are, yes.
yeah,
that's
so,
true.
So my friend at uni, he wanted to like go back to London because there's more of a scene there.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you'll be 1 in a million in London, whereas you're
yeah.
1 in 100 out
Right.
there.
Yeah.
So you've kind of got that. That's the thing. Like I've spoken to some people, and a lot of people don't actually get that and haven't figured it out yet. But like that's the way to do it. Like you're 1 in 100 out here, not 1 in a million. Like
and if you can be the best out of the 100,
like if
then
you're
that's when you get noticed.
if you're like the
isn't it?
best band in Cambridge, people like promoters around
yeah.
the
If
country
you're
are going to be like,
if you're the best
hang on.
hardcore metal core
Yeah,
band in
like-
Cambridge, then
yeah,
that's something to shout
Yeah,
about,
I mean
isn't it?
that's literally what happened to Mallory Knox, Lonely the Brave, Holding Absence in Wales. Like people would just like clock on, and if you can sell out shows, like no problem, like every time.
Yeah, exactly. Then that's what.
But there's
that's what
always
we want.
tricks to it, like
Yeah, definitely, and like
promoting yourself all the time.
handing out flyers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's free CDs all the time, like every single
Yeah.
time.
Another question, kind of similar, is: do you have any advice for aspiring musicians?
So don't be afraid to approach people. So if you've got your own music, get a bunch of free CDs, like write your music on them and hand them out to people. Don't be afraid to go and approach people and say, this is what we do.
Yeah.
If you like us, come and check us out on this gig, that gig. Just don't be afraid
Because
to do
another
it, really.
thing, like a good thing about that is that, like, if you don't have that, people might go home and forget.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they say, "Oh, I like the band," but
Mm.
then, you know, people got shit going on.
Yeah.
And they forget. But if they've got a physical copy,
Yeah.
they put that in their car. That stays in their car. You know.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You know,
I
they take that
remember-
home. They put it on their CD.
I remember
player.
being like a 12-year-old kid and walking through town, like near Flop, and this guy came up to us and he was like filming, and at first we were like, "What the fuck?" But like he was an artist and he was just
Right.
promoting himself, and he gave us like a free CD and everything. We had like a conversation with him, and I was like, hats off to you, like this is really good, like what you're doing is good. And I still remember his name as Mr. Nice Artist. Like that was years ago as well. Like I'll always remember that. Not my kind of music though, but like, you know, I still
Yeah,
remember
like fair
his
play.
name.
Like that's what people need to do. They need to self-promote and
Yeah,
just
yeah.
speak to people.
Yeah, literally.
Give people free stuff.
He was like, which way is there? Like,
People love free stuff.
Yeah, 100%. He was
Yeah.
like, where are the most people at in Cambridge? And I was like,
But like
that
what
way.
you guys
He was
could do
okay.
is like still give people, you know, blank CDs with Bury the Light on. Just put like one song on there and say,
Yeah,
look,
yeah.
the rest of the EP's up online if you like this song.
Yeah, that's actually a really good idea. Like,
You're welcome. You're welcome. And anyone listening, you're welcome. Yeah, it's like stuff like that. It's marketing.
It's all about marketing.
Yeah.
And like I said earlier, it's like not about like obviously like it's really good to look big online, but you can't just be big online. You have to like
You gotta
the
back it
effort in
up,
person. Yeah. Like you can't like big yourself up online and just
And be shit live.
really shit live. Yeah, and like that's something we've really tried to work on recently, and I feel like it's paid off.
So now we're going to move on to guilty pleasures. So songs or artists that you secretly just love.
I think George, his is actually
So this might ruin
Backstreet
your
Boys.
image.
Backstreet
Yeah.
Boys.
I genuinely think it's Backstreet Boys.
Well, so that's like an inspiration to him.
Yeah, he's like at every single party we're
I
at,
can
he
see
always
that
puts on
in
Backstreet Boys.
in your music.
Yeah. For me, damn, I don't know.
You did kind of mention ABBA to me outside.
Yeah. There's ABBA. There's ABBA. My mate actually, like, we were like just listening to ABBA in the car, and he was like, "Should I buy an ABBA t-shirt?" And he was like, "Yeah, like."
Just be that guy.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, I'm wearing an
he
ABBA
like walks
t-shirt.
around uni now with like an ABBA t-shirt with like golden ABBA.
Yeah.
Like it's like quite funny, but
Fair play to him if he can pull that off.
yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Like he's the
But a
only
lot
guy.
of people, like I said, do say ABBA a lot on this
Yeah.
podcast. Like they inspired a lot of people, you know,
Yeah.
listening to them as kids, and you know, I grew up listening to them in the bloody car as well. It's just like you're subjected to it, aren't you?
Literally,
It's
it's just like
yeah. Fair
yeah.
play. Any others?
Yeah, mine's a Crazy Frog. No, I'd say probably like the old school Justin Timberlake's and stuff like that,
Oh,
just
yeah.
because it's really, I just love the
Bit
beat to
JT.
it. Yeah,
That's fair enough.
so good.
Would have never imagined that, man.
You little wet wipe.
You're never going to live that down now. Like,
No.
people are going to take that clip. It's going to follow you everywhere.
I'm trying to think of another one, but like off the top of my head, I can't really remember. It'll probably come to me in like 5 minutes, and I'll be like, "Oh yeah," but you know.
So where can everyone follow you on social media?
Facebook. You can follow us on Twitter as well, but we don't really post on Twitter. Instagram, we post a lot on Instagram.
Instagram's great. I love
Instagram's
Instagram.
actually like the one. Like I
Mm.
prefer Instagram over Facebook. Where else are we?
SoundCloud, YouTube.
Oh yeah, SoundCloud, YouTube, Bandcamp. We're gonna be on like iTunes and Spotify and stuff soon, hopefully. That's something we've been trying to work on. And
Yeah,
we've been
need
trying
to get
to
on that Spotify.
100%.
So you can be part of the Local Distortion playlist.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Get on that shit.
Yeah.
And-
That's also a plug for my Local Distortion thing on Spotify now. It literally has like all the artists who I've interviewed, who've been a part of the show. We put their tracks all in one epic playlist.
That's cool.
So you get it all in one place.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. We're also trying to get up our own like online store, so just sell t-shirts on there.
Yeah.
Like, but it's been really good actually. We've actually had like fans like messaging us saying like, where can
We
I
want
get
a
your
t-shirt.
CDs, and like where
Yeah.
can I buy a t-shirt, like when are you gonna play down south? And we're like, oh, like
That's cool,
okay.
man. You get a bit of demand. That's what you want.
yeah, it's like we used to be like that. We still kind of are as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
And it's like
Kind of
like,
humbling, isn't it?
yeah, it's really like there's something like you just
You know you're
don't
doing
take for
something
granted.
right when that kind of stuff starts happening. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
like-
you're kind of onto something.
Yeah, and it's just about keeping the momentum, and it's
Definitely,
really easy to
yeah.
lose the momentum.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
So easy, and like obviously like you're naturally going to lose momentum over time, but you've always just got to like do something new. Like
Yeah.
for instance, like the Holding Absence gig for us, or like I don't know, just anything really. Like even if you just like get a new T-shirt out and like people be like, oh, that's a cool T-shirt, like
Yeah, yeah.
that design is,
You know,
like, cool.
even if you haven't got much going on at the time, like you just
Yeah,
don't
like-
bring it all out at once. You know, space out your
yeah,
content
if you're not doing
well.
anything at the time, at least make it seem like you are.
Keep yourself busy in other ways. That's
yeah,
the main
yeah,
thing,
100%.
isn't it?
Like we're writing like new music now.
Yeah, because you've always got you've always got to make time for that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Like, you know, you can't always be gigging.
yeah,
So you've got to make people still engage with you, even though you need time off to write.
We're always planning, and we have like a catalogue of like pictures we can post whenever we want as well. Like just post up a picture saying like, oh,
Yeah,
we
just
really,
reminding
we,
people,
really
like,
appreciate,
yeah, we
like,
are still here.
everyone's- yeah,
Please go and listen to our EP.
Yeah, literally, check out this podcast. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, it's
You can
little things like
plug
this
that
as
for
well.
the next month, by
Yeah,
the way.
yeah, we'll do that.
That'll be awesome. And that's it. That's the end of the show.
Cool.
Thank you to
Thank
my
you very
guests.
much.
Thank you very
Bury
much.
the
It's
light.
been great.
Yeah.
It's been great.
And you can also check out Local Distortion on Facebook. Subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. That's where all the content is. That's probably how you're listening to this awesome podcast. We've got so many other podcasts, 30 odd podcasts. We do acoustic sessions. We've got original shows. We've got live
Boom.
videos as
Boom. Boom.
well. And we've got loads of awesome other random videos as well. Like we've got people playing Guitar
Okay.
Hero. We've got loads of stuff. Just check out the channel. It's amazing.
Check it out. Check it out.
Yeah, and I'm on Instagram, Local Distortion Official, Twitter, just type in Local Distortion. That's it. Thanks for listening. Do you want to do the ukulele
I'll do like
outro? Oh, is that Super Mario?
I mean, it's just like.
It might need to be in tune first.
Yeah.
Brilliant.